Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are going on an absolutely wild adventure. We're talking about a trip into the microscopic universe that is literally powering your every move. We're going to go deep inside the human body and explore the tiny building blocks that make you, well, you. So let's dive in.
And I mean, have you really ever wondered, if we could shrink ourselves down, way, way past our organs and tissues, what's the most basic, fundamental place we can end up? Well, guess what? We're about to find out together.
And here we are, the cell. This right here is the basic unit of life. You know, everything that's alive, from the tiniest little bacterium to the biggest blue whale, it's all made of cells. In fact, you yourself started out as just one of these. One single tiny cell. How amazing is that? Okay, so to wrap our heads around this incredible place, let's imagine the cell as a busy, buzzing miniature city. And just like with any city tour, we're going to start at the border. So this outer layer we're looking at, this is the cell membrane. You can think of it like the cell's skin, sure, but it's way more than that. It's our city's main security checkpoint. It is incredibly picky about who and what gets in and what has to stay out. Yeah, this bouncer idea is just perfect. The membrane is constantly checking IDs. It lets all the good stuff in, nutrients, water, but it slams the door shut on harmful things. It is the ultimate gatekeeper, making sure our little cell city stays safe and perfectly balanced inside. All right, we've made it past security. Now, let's go check out the industrial heart of the city. This is where all the action happens, where the energy gets made and all the important products get built. First stop, check out these little bean-shaped things. These are the mitochondria, and these guys are the tireless power plants of our cell city. They take the nutrients from your food, mix them with oxygen, and just convert all of that into pure energy that fuels everything the cell does. You've probably heard this nickname before, right? The powerhouse of the cell. Well, it's famous for a reason. Without the non-stop energy coming from these little powerhouses, our entire city would just grind to a halt. All the work, all the building, all the cleanup, it all runs on their power. Now, the cell also has this super sophisticated manufacturing and shipping system. It's kind of like a complex assembly line. So it starts with the ribosomes. Picture them as tiny construction workers building these crucial things called proteins. Then, these new proteins travel along this massive highway system called the endoplasmic reticulum, or ER for short. And finally, they get to the Golgi apparatus, which is basically the city's post office, where they get sorted, packaged up, and shipped out to wherever they need to go. Let's take a closer look at that road network, the ER, because there are actually two different kinds. You've got the rough ER, and it's called rough because it's totally covered with those little ribosome construction workers, making it a protein-making factory. But then you have the smooth ER. No ribosomes on this one. Its main job is making fats, and in some cells, like the ones in your liver, it even detoxifies poisons. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so we've seen the city limits and the factories. Now it's time to visit the single most important building in this entire city. We're heading to City Hall, the command and control center. This huge central structure right here, this is the nucleus. Think of it as City Hall. This is where all the orders come from. It directs every single activity in the cell, telling all the other parts what to do and exactly when to do it. Honestly, calling it the cell's brain is the perfect way to think about it. Every single decision, every instruction, every plan, it all starts right here. The nucleus is the undisputed boss of our entire cell city. So what's inside this brain? Well, it holds the blueprints for everything the cell will ever do. These blueprints are stored in these things called chromosomes. They're like a super detailed instruction manual or a secret recipe book with all the information that tells the cell how to grow, how to work, and even how to make new cells. Our tour is almost over, but we definitely can't leave without giving a shout out to the essential services that keep this whole city running so smoothly. I'm talking about the teams in charge of support, cleanup, and storage. So all these structures we've been visiting, the mitochondria, the nucleus, all of them, they're called organelles. And they're all just kind of floating in this jelly-like stuff called cytoplasm. It's mostly water, and it fills up the entire cell, giving everything a nice, supportive environment to move around in. Yeah, this swimming pool idea is a really great way to picture it. The cytoplasm is like the city's air and its rivers all rolled into one, a supportive, watery world where all the action takes place.
And finally, we have the cleanup and storage crews. The lysosomes are like the sanitation department, breaking down and recycling waste to keep the city from getting cluttered. And the vacuoles are the city's storage closets, just holding on to water, food, and other supplies until they're needed.
Okay, let's zoom all the way back out. We've seen all the different parts of our cell city up close and personal. Now let's just take a second to put it all into perspective.
You know, it's just amazing to think that nobody even knew this stuff existed until 1665. That's when a scientist, Robert Hooke, was looking at a super thin slice of cork under an early microscope. He saw all these tiny, room-like boxes, and he's the one who named them cells. That one discovery kicked off the entire field of cell biology.
So, as we've seen, this whole city analogy is a really fantastic way to get how it all works together. From the border security at the membrane, to the power plants, the city hall, the factories, and the sanitation crews, every single part has a critical job in the incredibly complex life of one tiny, microscopic city.
So, after our big tour, I'm really curious, what was your favorite part of the cell city? Was it the mighty mitochondria, the super smart nucleus? It's just a whole universe of activity happening on a scale that's almost impossible to imagine. Thanks so much for joining me on this tour.